I've been looking at all of the information that was released today about the Savanah Soto case, and I can't help but question a few things. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am not someone that desperately needs there to be more to the story, like a lot of the people you see online. I've been saying since day one that I think this case is pretty simple. That I don't think that, this case is really elaborate. I fully believe that law enforcement got the right guys. I just question kind of the timeline a tad bit. Because it appears that all of this happened within minutes. It appears that all of this happened so quickly. And if it happened this quickly, it's like, were Savanah and Matthew killed right there in front of Christopher and Ramon's house? Did no one in the neighborhood not hear multiple gunshots and see someone dragging a body to the back seat? I mean, the neighbors are all peeking out their windows, filming TikTok videos. Today, they're being nosy. They're showing us, oh, look, there's graffiti on the car. Oh, look, it looks like the mom was taken for questioning. Oh, look, here's videos of the police at the house. But no one heard two people possibly get murdered right outside? Because if this timeline is right, and I mean, I'm guessing it is, they pinged the phones, they got the footage. I don't know if this happened right there in front of the house. Maybe Christopher got in the car and wanted to go to a different location and then it happened. But from the time Matthew and Savanah pulled up to the time that their car was ditched and the father met Christopher as he was driving Matthew's car, it all happens just so quickly. I was thinking that maybe the victims and the car were at this house in the garage for a couple of days or something before they dumped the vehicle. But no, it happened so quickly. It happened so quickly that now I'm looking at the father like, I mean, maybe you need more charges. Because this looks like this could have been planned, and maybe the father may have even had prior knowledge that something like this was going to go down before it happened, because it just happened so quickly. Now, I don't know. Maybe Christopher did whatever he did and called his father for help real quick, and the father didn't know what was going on. But I'm just saying, man, this timeline, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that things happened this way. And then, I mean, we had those conflicting details that were out for a while about the family having Savanah's cell phone. We have the conflicting details about the family talking to Savanah on a certain date, but it turns out Savanah was dead before that date. So that's weird. And then, there's this possibility of another person being in that truck. So all I'm saying is, yes, I do believe they got the right guys. I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit more here. There's a little bit more here. The way that this thing played out, it just played out so quickly. But I'll talk about that more in a future video. For now, I want to roll this news clip because Matthew's family was on the news. They were speaking out, and it looks like they want the death penalty for these, or for at least Christopher, and I don't blame them. I'm going to go ahead and roll this news clip though, but before I do, I need a big favor from you all. I need you to hit that like button, and I need you to subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel out a lot. But with that being said, I'm going to roll this news clip really quickly, and then I'm going to be back with more thoughts.
Did you know she was pregnant?
Oh, always fake news, huh?
That is a man accused of helping to hide the bodies of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra. Ramon Preciado and his son Christopher arrested last night for their alleged parts in the murders.
But today, more charges have been filed against the father and son. Christopher Preciado charged with capital murder. Now 2 more additional charges of abuse of a corpse and alter, destroy, conceal a human corpse. His father, Ramon, is also charged with abuse of a corpse and the newly added charge of alter, destroy, conceal a human corpse.
We're also, for the very first time, hearing from the family, Guerra's father and stepmother, speaking to CashApp today. Eric Hernandez reports they're hoping for the full extent of punishment for both men.
Upset, anger, all kinds of emotions just going through.
Gabriel and Raquel Guerra are breathing a sigh of relief after Christopher Preciado and his father Ramon were arrested Wednesday night in the deaths of their son Matthew Guerra, his girlfriend Savanah Soto, and their unborn child Fabian.
That was definitely a relief of mine that, I can hold someone accountable. I've been talking about justice for the 3 of them since it started.
Gabriel and Raquel say neither of them know who Christopher and Ramon are. According to the arrest affidavit, Matthew and Savanah met Christopher to allegedly sell them marijuana. We asked the Guerras about that information after they had previously stated that Matthew was trying to turn his life around.
Matthew hasn't made the best decisions, but, I'll make no excuses for him, but whatever he did, I don't condone that at all. But that being said, no one deserves to be murdered, period, regardless of what kind of activity you're in or what you're doing.
Now this case moves to the district attorney's office, and the Guerras say they want nothing less than the death penalty for Christopher Preciado.
Now it's on the DA. He had said something about the death penalty, and I'm going to hold him accountable to his word. And that's the next process for me, is him confirming that.
We did get a statement this afternoon from the district attorney's office about the case, and they say an additional capital murder charge could be added for Christopher for the death of the unborn child, but that hasn't been decided just yet. As far as the death penalty after an indictment, the Capital Crimes Committee will then decide whether to seek the death penalty or not. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
The father is right. Just because Matthew was living this fast lifestyle doesn't mean that he deserved what happened to him. But the reality is, when you live that type of lifestyle, often this is the type of stuff that happens. And I just feel like this case was a perfect opportunity to really have that conversation. And that's one of the reasons why we've been having that conversation for the past few days about that on my channel. But looking at this case, like I said earlier, a lot of the details that were released, I don't want to necessarily say they're shocking, but it kind of throws you for a ringer, seeing how quickly these things happen. And a lot of people are going to think that, there's no way that, someone like Christopher pulled this off so quickly. One detail that I did get right was the fact, though, that this body, or the bodies in the car, they were dumped off pretty closely to wherever this happened. And we still don't know the full picture here. I know that law enforcement released a lot of information today, but I do feel as if we still have to be kind of hesitant when it comes to this case. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to go wild with theories. I think they have the right people. I just think that there's a possibility of more arrest. I think there's a possibility of there being a little bit more to this story, maybe prior to whatever happened. There's details that are definitely going to come out, and they haven't come out yet. It's only been, 1 day? It hasn't even been a full 24 hours at the time of this recording since those 2 individuals were arrested. There's questions that I have about, were any of Matthew's items found at the scene? Did you find any products? And when I say at the scene, I mean like at Christopher and Ramon's house. Were you able to recover anything that belonged to Matthew or Savanah? Did you find any product, if you will? Did you find stacks of money? you know, there's a lot of questions that I still have here, because for someone to just hop in a car, and what it appears from the information that's provided, it looks like there couldn't have even been much conversation there. There couldn't have been much of anything going on. It seems almost as if, and I'm just reacting off of the information that's been provided. I don't know what happened, but it almost seems as if this kid literally just hopped in the car and just, no questions asked, maybe just put the strap to Matthew's head and just took his life that quickly. It almost appears as if that's what happened. And you know, the story about, you know, Christopher, the suspect, claiming that there was the struggle and all of this going on, it doesn't look like there was enough time for any of that. It looks almost like, I'm not saying that robbing Matthew was not the motive behind this, but it looks as if this kid almost already had in his mind that I'm going to take their lives. You know what I mean? Like, not only am I going to try to take maybe whatever Matthew has, but I'm not even trying to take it and get away. I'm going to end these lives. You know what I mean? I have to be careful with how I word certain things, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like he went in knowing, you know, it's not like a robbery gone wrong where you were thinking you were just going to rob them and you know, or something like that. It looks like he went in maybe even thinking about robbing them, but also knowing, like, I'm going to go ahead and just take this dude out and maybe take out, you know, I guess Savanah as well. But these are all things that we're going to talk about in future videos as more details come out. Right now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you could do so via Cash App or via Super Thanks. But for free, you could help the channel by liking the video, subscribing, all of that good stuff. And with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.